I really had no indications that I was at risk for a cardiac event. I didn't have any family history, religious with my checkups. About 6 or 7 weeks beforehand, I started getting what I perceived to be feelings of acid reflux. Drinking coffee, typically in the morning. I'd get up, have a cup, not a lot, and just a little kind of tightness here, and it didn't go away. It got a little more intense. Started going around in my shoulder blades, just not normal, and it got my attention enough where I wanted to get it checked out. So I did go in and had a full battery of tests done, including EKG and blood work, even a stress test, because apparently, anything chest related could be cardiac. But interestingly enough, had no indications of anything. So we left that checkup thinking it was going to be gastro related, and almost 3 weeks to the day, I was at home sleeping, got up just like any other day, took a couple of steps, and immediately dropped. I went down, unresponsive. Fortunately, my wife was in the room next door. She heard the thud, literally, of me falling, and came running, and really did a great job of keeping her head through the whole ordeal. Really textbook. She yelled at me, very, very loudly, "Are you okay? If not, I'm going to call 911." I didn't respond, obviously, so got on the phone. 911 answered promptly. There must have been an officer on patrol nearby. He arrived, took over CPR. The EMTs followed in short order and took over. So, the help arrived very quickly. 911 operator did a great job, and CPR, they continued on me. The paramedics had an AED machine in their ambulance, so I guess I was taken out to the ambulance, and from there they shocked me twice to try to get my rhythm back going. They asked Julie, where do you want to go? And she even admits kind of the old phrase, "Take me to Crouse," was going through her mind. They got me into the cath lab and inserted a stent, put an angioplasty and removed the blockage, then put in a small stent to keep the artery intact, and that was basically the fix for the heart attack. But it's a lot of strain on the heart, and when you're not breathing, there's concerns about just permanent heart damage, lack of oxygen to the brain, cognitive issues. So just a lot of issues where it was a pretty dire situation. But again, based on the quick response of my wife, first responders, what they did at the hospital, I was given as good a fighting chance as anything. And I give Crouse all the credit in the world. The patience and the care that was afforded to me, even after I was kind of out of the danger zone, really impressive. And again, the fact they do this every day, for a variety of situations is really impressive. Like anything, you don't appreciate it until you live it. Probably 4 or 5 months after my heart attack, one of my neighbors said, "Hey, I know CPR. How about if we do something for the neighborhood?" So that was my first formal exposure to what it really is: full-fledged adult CPR training and AED training. And again, you're single-handedly never gonna save the victim with just CPR and AED, but you're buying time. You're just as in my case, Julie did CPR until the police officer got there. He bought enough time for the EMTs to get there and help out. They bought enough time to get me to the hospital. So just by a few simple steps of CPR, and it's not intimidating. My goal now is how many people were like me who didn't know about it, were intimidated to learning, thought you needed a medical license to be able to do this, and it's not the case. It's very simple.